shit about, I don't know, a minute or two. Didn't even know when we were live or not, but no, we are definitely live now. Um, Pierce Morgan. Pierce Morgan interview. Jay Roos was saying that, hey, Canelo seemed happy. Terrence seemed about business. He was standing on his business. And I'll say this first of all, Canelo was probably happy because I think this is the fight that is going to set him where he needs to be. This is the second fight, but this is actually the real fight. And we're going to talk about the William Skull stuff too, because you know about my theory of theories with the Bridger fight situation.
Right.
If you notice, Bridger fights are normally fights that a fighter that is destined or is about to fight someone can't lose. So it is what it is. Skrilla 50 in the building. What's up, Kurt and Jay Roos in the building? Skrilla 50, the man with that wrench.
That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on you if you get out of line. Conrad Francis. Hello. Bryce Productions. Hello. Bryce Productions always says the same shit. Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
Godzilla 2005. Who do you guys favor in the fight between Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Well, I think we know what type of fighter Derek Chisora is. We know who's going to show up with Derek Chisora, but we don't know Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
And something crazy? Might I be crazy enough to say when dealing with Wilder is damn near the same these days as dealing with Joshua? You don't know which one's going to show up. You don't know where their head's at.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know.
It's like you don't know, like after round one, when you see, okay, this is the scary Joshua, or round one with Deontay. Is this the ayahuasca version of Deontay, where he's crying, or is this the catch a body Wilder? Yes, it's hard to know with them, man, because if Chisora catches the Deontay Wilder that's kind of like roses and flowers, the Hallmark cards and smiles, then yeah, Chisora can knock him out. But if we get the old Deontay, I got to go with Deontay, but you're not going to know till fight night, in my opinion.
You know what I wonder, though? I wonder if Deontay Wilder, I wonder if he's hooked on that shit by now. You know what I mean? Some people go over there and get that trip, and then they can't stop that trip. They can't stop, the whole process. Flying over there, because you got to fly to another country. You can't do that shit in a crack house.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to have some money to go get some ayahuasca. You got to find a shaman, and you got to find someone that I guess gives you the stuff or whatever, and gives you the treatments of, you know what I mean? Have you seen videos of ayahuasca? Have you ever seen them take ayahuasca? Have you seen this shit? Has anybody ever seen ayahuasca being took? Like someone given ayahuasca? Okay. The shit's like they got this. It's these bunch of leaves, first of all, and they got these bunch of leaves, and you take a class before you do it.
A class.
And the reason why I know is because for one, I had a homeboy from New Orleans, and he had a bad breakup, and he was telling me about it. You know what I mean? We were at a bar getting wasted one night, and he was telling me, like, look, Kurt, let me tell you something. This shit is real. It will strip away any emotional connection you have to any chick that you fucked with you, and you need to take it if you get in a bind like this. And I got in that bind. I'm gonna tell you this. This is what you do. You fly your ass to South America. You gotta find one. It's kind of hard. Look up the yellow pages. Yeah, they still got yellow pages. So I'm sitting there like, damn, listen to this cat. But anyway, they grew the shit in. They kind of like, and then they set it afire. And then once you take it, like for whatever it does, like it's almost like blowing a charge of weed or whatever. Somebody ever blew you a charge of weed. Well, they say when it goes in your nose, tears just run. This shit's crazy. It's crazy shit.
And that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he. So
So it's, but then you start tripping your balls off, then you go on this psychedelic trip. And then, he said like the dude was doing this and he was bouncing off the ground and stuff like that. And he tripped for
that was
like 3 days. And in the 3 days, he was on it. After that, when he got off of it, he didn't feel any type of, like, how you think of somebody that broke your heart or something, you get that upset stomach and like, oh, you know what I mean? He didn't feel any of that shit. So, you know,
wow.
and I think, and I'm asking that question from Wilder is, well, if he got that type of, or had that type of effect from ayahuasca, and then, because, he did that shit like, what was it? It was the year before last now. It was in 23. Because
23.
remember, because he got his ass whooped by Joseph Parker late 23, then the middle of 24, he got knocked out by Zang. So, so in 23, that's when the drama started, right?
Yeah.
But then remember, he still had Telly Swift at the ass end of that year, so maybe he had to go back and get him
Oh.
another jolt of some of that ayahuasca.
You better leave that demonic stuff alone, man. I didn't
Yeah.
even like all the mask stuff. I was like, man, you better leave that witchcraft alone, man. You got to do all that to want to fight. You hear me, Daniel Dubois and Stan? No witchcraft. No witchcraft.
You
Fight
mean
like
the black magic? Yeah,
a.
yeah. Well, I mean, me, I've heard some things, about that type of stuff, you know what I mean? And it ain't, it's no secret, I mean, but what he said, and we're talking about the knowledge, what the knowledge said can't be unsaid because he already said it,
Yeah, right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
he was talking about, Stan Dubois and stuff like that, and, but this is what I will say. If it was some kind of fuckery going on in that situation,
Yeah.
and AJ happens to fight Daniel again, and AJ does what we thought that he was going to do the first time, you may
Yeah.
have an argument. I don't know. You may have an argument like, man, maybe somebody put a root on AJ, You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Check out Dubois' ring walk when he came out. That little weird, freaky dance that they did, I knew exactly what was going on. I'm like, oh, when AJ said pray for him before that fight, like, yeah, he better. But AJ's fooling around with mosques and all that. He better go to Yeshua and leave all that stuff alone. He's like, if he fights Dubois again and he ain't got his spirit right, it'll be worse than the first fight. I think Dubois will probably get him out in one or two because that
Mm.
that if people think it's just you go in there and fight, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like that's why Usyk beats everybody because he's spiritually sound. He's strong. Like not especially, but people don't get that. They just you go in there in training camp and you fight. It's deeper than that. Josh,
Well, I mean,
you notice Joshua was fighting like he never fought before. Like his hands were low. Like he looked like a novice.
yeah, he should have been he should have been you should have had Janet with him. Janet Joshua.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that his sister?
Yeah, Janet Joshua was his sister. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Christian, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, he needs to get back with her, man. Like he's been in Saudi Arabia too long, man. It's like he had to. You don't have to comply, just because you're over there, you ain't got to follow their customs and ways, man. You see, Usyk is still a Christian. He didn't transform the minute he went overseas. So come on, AJ, come back to the light.
Hey, that's AJ, man. AJ, AJ's, what? AJ's world. He's universal. He's one of
Yeah,
those dudes,
like a politician.
politician. He's a
Yeah,
politician. So it would be better if he actually did choose something and ride with it, if it's Islam or Christianity or whatever. But I'm reading here. Let's see. Oh, in their primes. No, we're talking about hell no. I want to know what'll happen now if they fall. There's your sword. Let's see. My friend, Whitey McCrackerson says, my friend did this in California at the Joshua Tree. What the hell is a Joshua Tree? Mm. Emmanuel, Counterpunch. In fairness, Wilder was never any good. XK Shots, that Zang KO was like a cartoon knocked down. Well, it was funny. Man, I shouldn't have laughed like that, man, about Wilder, man. I laughed so hard, man. I laughed so hard. I mean, because the way he got hit, and he's like, hey.
I think he was already dazed when he turned around because who was he talking to? It's like he was already confused. He got hit and he's like, hey, what? And pow.
Well, he had to get shit. Well, he had to get knocked around. He had to get in that position some kind of way. I mean, he got caught like as soon as he put that arm down to throw, he was like,
yeah. Yeah.
boom. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
I remember that fight, and in round one, I saw Zang go to his body, and like he was up against the ropes. Deontay, I was like, oh, he's not. I was like, he ain't got it. I was like, he's about to get knocked out. I could just tell how it was like a. I don't know if Zang hit him in the solar plexus or the kidney, but he hit him somewhere in the body, and I saw how he responded. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, he ain't got it tonight.
Oh, Wilder?
Yeah, I saw how he responded. Body punch.
Oh, you mean when Wilder jacked him up? I mean, when Zang jacked him up in that corner when he was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he was getting folded up. I mean, that fight could have been a lot worse than it was because I think because it was and if you notice though, something about round 5.
Yeah, I would say it's either round 5 or 8. Seems like something always happens in 5 or 8. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's when AJ got knocked out by Danny Dubois.
Yeah, round 5.
Round 5, man.
Yeah.
It said Janet Joshua is gorgeous. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Have you seen her on Instagram?
I haven't seen her in a while, but I saw her like way back. Yeah.
I don't know if she got a channel. I think she canceled it because I haven't seen her in a while either.
She probably got a lot of trolls on there now.
Yeah, probably so. He said, "Hey, ref, you gonna let him hit me like that?"
Deontay, he's like, "Come on."
Deontay, man. That KO had Malik Abdu confused too. He ran to Zang after the KO instead of his fighter. I remember that, man. I did a video on that. I thought that was totally unprofessional. And well, here's the thing. I know that Malik Scott is a fan of other trainers. You know what I mean? You can tell he's a connoisseur of fighters, their styles, and the trainers that train the fighters. I get that. Sean George, I know he's cool with Sean George. I know they probably collab and talk, kind of like content creators maybe, but that gives you no reason to just, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like, I don't know what that was, man. You should go to your fighter first. That's just common courtesy. That's just the respect happening at that point. And he didn't do that shit. He ran right to the back. Hey, all right, good job, good job, good job. Then took his ass over there to Wilder and was sitting there fucking with birds.
Yeah, right.
What happened? What happened? You got banged by Zang.
Yeah, gets fired, but Malik Scott. Well, I don't know if you just saw the 2 recent interviews Wilder had, but he said like he's getting rid of people that are just, I guess, kind of draining him and users. So I don't know if he was just talking about women or if he was talking about Malik Scott betraying him. But yeah, if you got rid of Mark Breland, then why is this dude still around? I don't know. Deontay's a different type of dude, man.
Well, I mean, he still has JD somewhere, and then JD's, and then you got Malik Scott. But I think, I mean, I don't know. I think he will always be dumbfounded to who is going to be around him that actually helps him But like Cat Williams said it best, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. So I mean, you think about it because if like nobody told him to drop his guard. You
Right.
can't blame you can't blame trainers for that shit. You have to be fundamentally sound fighting certain fighters, or they will
Yeah.
knock your head off. They're going to take your head off if you keep on with the overall, hey, well, you know what, I'm just going to, make these mistakes. You can't make mistakes on certain levels like that. That's why those fights that we see that we thought they were going to be really good because these fighters are very good. They're very competitive. Their ring IQ is here and here. And then you get the fight and then you barely see anybody land. You barely see that shit because you got two fundamentally sound fighters in the ring and they're not just going to get hit with any old kind of bullshit. They're not going to put themselves in a situation where they're going to get hit with some shots that may hurt them or cause them to lose the round. So therefore, it's a chess match. And
Yeah.
people got to understand that. So I'm saying that shit for Crawford, Canelo. That
I
shit
was
may
about
be.
to ask about that. I was gonna say, what if that's a boring fight?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Terrence Crawford got enough dog in him for not to be a fight like that. Don't expect Canelo to do it or to come out of his shell. He ain't that type of person. He's a counterpuncher. He ain't a person that's going to make a fight exciting. Because we learned that shit against the William Skull fight. Because William
Yeah.
Skull gave him every opportunity because he wasn't fighting or punching or enough. All he was doing was moving and making himself elusive. Well, in that case, you got a guy that really, he's not even really giving you a lot. He's not giving you a lot. He's just moving and he's moving and he's moving. Well, that's your opportunity to take the initiative, to throw more punches, to cut off the ring, to make the action without anything really coming back because he's not throwing anything.
Right.
So,
Right. He didn't get off the ring.
yeah, okay. You remember Pernell Whitaker versus Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was just on replay the other week. I was just watching that.
yeah. XK shots. Poor Joyce got banged by Zang twice. He's never recovered. Yeah, when you get banged by that big Zang.
Yeah. Zhang is still dangerous. It's just, he just does. If he would lower his weight to like maybe 265 or 270, but that 290 and 280, like you don't need to be heavy, dude. You just don't need. That's not help. That's not helping him at all. I don't know
Well, what
why.
about this? What if he loses that weight and he gets weaker like Andy Ruiz did?
Then he starts getting knocked out.
And he still don't have the stamina. He's just old. He still gets tired. He just can't punch no more. Can't take a punch. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think I think they thought that the punching power of Zhang was going to be enough, but for people with hard balls, square balls like Joseph Parker and guys like that, I get Caballero, guys like that, they're cut from a different cloth. They're like a few harder punches from a hard puncher, just they're not going to retreat, you know.
Right. Right.
Oh, here we go. Damn, Joyce got zanged. Zanged ZBC. What the hell is ZBC? What is that? What does ZBC mean?
I,
Okay,
would-
I
I
know.
would act- I would
Huh?
like to see Joyce get in there with Wilder at some point. I think that would be
Joyce.
interesting. Joe Joyce and Wilder.
Joyce will probably just get knocked out. He'll just get hit and folded because he'll be trying to do all that slapping around and those little fucking reckless ass punches, and then Wilder's gonna, he's gonna step back and boom. Yeah, and what's sad about it though, Zane came in and ruined a lot of good fights.
He
The
did.
big bastard. I mean, we could have
Yeah.
enjoyed an undefeated Joe Joyce versus Dillian White. We could have had that fight. Had a lot of
Yeah.
fights, man. We could have had Wilder versus Joshua probably, if you know, but It is what it is. Caballero took those shots and fired back. He's a future champ in the making. I believe he will if he gets a fair shake. You know what I mean? I think I get Caballero as more like a Gennady Golovkin. You know how
Yeah.
Gennady was. Because remember, Gennady couldn't get those fights. He couldn't get the Sergio Martinez fight. He couldn't get the Felix Stern fight. He couldn't get the Dmitry Pitrup fight. He couldn't get a lot of these fights. So, yeah. Um, Kurt, your boy Showbiz said that Crawford looked scared after the face-off with Canelo. That's pure crack baby talk. I did see that short, and I remember. No, I've seen it on Instagram, so I don't know whichever, because they post those shorts. And he said he looked shook, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know about that. But that's his prediction on body language and eyes and shit like that. And I know he did the comparison to when Holyfield looked at Tyson, and then Tyson got this kind of look like, no. I mean, the only thing we'll know about that though is we'll see. We'll see if he's right. And Show's gonna put money on that shit. But at this time, I'm gonna do something that I hardly ever do. I'm gonna put money too, and I'm putting it on TC because regardless of what people say, TC is going to be. He's not going to be the favorite. He's not going to be the favorite. It's going to be Canelo. But I mean, you should. If you believe in Crawford, Crawford might stop. If Crawford stopped Canelo, that shit would be crazy massive. Because I mean, shit, Triple G couldn't do it.
I'm picking Crawford to be the first one to stop him. I'm picking him to stop Canelo. Probably late, maybe 11th, 10th, 10, 11, somewhere.
Man. That's some bullshit. That's some real bullshit. Because, like, I don't know, man. I think, but then here's the thing. You got to hit Canelo with something that he's going to respect.
Yeah.
All that old big neck, rubber neck and shit he does. Because, like, even when he gets hit, he goes with the shot.
Yeah.
A lot of people just think, he's durable and, he can take shots. But no, he knows how to take a shot. When I learned
it. And Canelo, they always say you get hurt by the punches you don't see. And Canelo punches so sporadic now that he probably will see every shot because he doesn't throw many punches himself.
He doesn't throw any punches either, yeah.
Off guard or something.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of different. I mean, but it's going. What's going to happen? It's going to have to be Terrence Crawford that's going for the deal, going for the deal. He just has to go for. You know what I mean? He has to take it to Canelo. But I think it's bullshit, and I don't really like this type of fight because we've seen Canelo. He doesn't punch enough.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
You know what I mean? He doesn't punch enough. So it's like, okay.
He's walking around.
Yeah, he just dude kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, his last couple of fights haven't been worth watching. They're like snoozers. So, and Mr. Turkey's gonna be like, "Hey, man, come on now, the world's watching. Don't, not tonight, dude."
Man, Armand, you just pissed me off. Look, listen what Armand asked. He said, "Is that Dante's boxing? Dante's boxing?" He called you Dante's Boxing Nation. What's up, guys? Canelo sets traps and does damage. Unless Crawford catches Canelo off balance, Crawford is not dropping Canelo.
That's what they said about Mr. Spence. They're like, "Oh, he's too big. He's dead." And then what happened?
But Spence fights though. Spence gives you that kind of what do you call that? Marvin Hagler kind of I'm gonna break you down style. Go to your body, take the fight to you. You know what I mean? I seen that fight. This Canelo shit, he's just Canelo is just waiting for you to do something so he can feint, counter, or attack with one shot at a time, maybe two.
Yeah.
But that dude don't fight like that. But you don't even know if that's really a good thing or a bad thing, because it could be a bad thing for Crawford, because Crawford's waiting to see what you're gonna do And you know what I mean? So it's going to be a chess match in some of these. Again, that shit could be very well like a Pernell Whitaker versus Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar
Right.
figured out in that fight, well, I can't hit him too flush, but what I can do, I can flurry and throw more punches to make it seem like I'm winning this shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So, in which he won a decision. And Purnell was pissed off, of course, but it is what it is.
Do you
Cheryl
think
Spence
Canelo?
never stood a chance, huh?
I was gonna say, do you think Canelo might have had too many fights? Hasn't he had like 60 plus fights? Do you think he's kind
Had
of
a
got?
lot of fights, man. They
Man,
asked Canelo.
that's a
They asked
lot
him
of
if
fights.
he was a billionaire. He said, "Are you a billionaire?" No, not yet. Not yet. No, not yet. He's not yet. He got a lot of money, dude. He's made a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Eli won the rap battle. Rosie O'Donnell at a bisexual bridal shower. Okay. Then he said, I joked, I hate every race, even my own. Damn. Even the human race. I hate wars, especially practicing. These guys are tripping. Canelo doesn't waste much energy. He's like conserving energy or has stamina problems. Well, we know he has stamina problems. He can't fight like that. And if he could get somebody like if he can get someone to make him punch, like Triple G made him punch. You know what I mean? He made him punch. But even Triple G, I don't think Triple G went to the body enough. And you know what I mean? He just kind of, with that jab, that probing jab he had, which was very, very effective. And he gave Canelo the blues in some points. But that was a very good rivalry. The third fight should have never happened. It shouldn't have
Yeah.
never happened.
Yeah.
Man, that old motherfucker, he's just old. He's like 42. He's like Zilly Zang's age, you know? Now he's a trainer. You seen Triple G lately?
No.
Yeah, he's a trainer now. He got a
Really?
fat belly
Oh.
and shit. He's been eating pasta. You can see him. He's in the ring, looking like
Yeah.
old. Yeah, you can tell he's looking like Gilbert Godfrey, but older.
Oh. Is he retired? So he's retired then, huh?
Hell yeah, he's retired. Hell yeah, he
Oh.
retired after that Canelo fight, and I mean he survived. But Sergey Deverenchenko hurt him. He was the first one I seen to hurt Triple G to the body. When he caught him to the body, Triple G just kind of stopped. I was like, ooh, he got that mother sucker. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I pretty much knew, yeah, that's pretty much Triple G just going on down the hill, going on down the other side of the mountain, man. He came up top. Now he's going on the side of the mountain, man. I didn't like
Wow.
how he aged out Triple G shitty move. Well, that was an Oscar De La Hoya move, XK shots. Oscar De La Hoya does that shit. Oscar, being a promoter, he learned a lot of stuff, and that was one of them. You don't fight a fighter at his peak. You wait a while. You know, you wait before it just totally loses steam. Then you have that fight. That's what Canelo did.
Yeah.
So they had Canelo prompt, like, no, you're not a middleweight, but you're not a super welterweight either.
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah. Canelo has crazy betting odds with plus 105 for the unanimous decision. Damn, it's crazy.
Wow.
Quadruple G, fourth G is for his gut. Yeah, he got a gut now, man. You seen Triple G? He got a belly now and shit. He looks like a regular middle aged dude.
So it's the triple G, I guess, for a triple gut, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, did you know
Quadruple G.
the Piers Morgan interview? Like, he kept asking Terrence Crawford the same thing. Like when he's talking about the gunshot, and Terrence is like, I don't really want to talk about it, and he would just ask it a different way. Oh, like he would just change the question. He's like, I'm like, he doesn't want to talk about it. He's like, okay, well, he would like an attorney. He'd just ask it a different way. I'm like, man, just move on, Mr. Piers. You don't talk about it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the press conference more too. I enjoyed
I
that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
so yeah, it
more
was because they were side by side. I wish they were like across from each other. looking each other in the eye. They were kind of just sitting there like fucking, like he's the principal and they got in trouble or some shit. You know, like, yeah, that's what the vibe I got. You know, like, oh, but you guys are very, very astute. You guys are very, very, talking this shit. And I'm like, come on.
It was kind of a letdown.
Y'all think Bud looks scared? No. I mean, I don't know. I think Bud looked a bit censored as far as, you know what I mean? Like, I think big fights like this. Okay, even Floyd and Manny Pacquiao, they didn't say what they could have, and I feel should have said about each other. You know what I mean? The drugs, the drug allegations, all the shit. Pacquiao, Pac-Man pellets. You don't see how this man's head grew?
Pac-Man pellet.
That's what you remember. Like this is like 2008, 2000. No, actually 2009. And this was after Ricky Hatton got knocked out cold. So, that's when it started. Oh yeah, Pacquiao. Yeah, he been taking them pellets. He been taking them pellets. Yeah. We gonna test his ass though. Yeah, we gonna test it. We gonna test his ass though.
I'm not excited to see Pacquiao come back.
Nah, man, Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, poor Pacquiao. Pacquiao, you that tired of janky. Man, go get you some hoes. Because, it's because what it is, it's like, ain't his son fighting now?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, his son fighting. His son's on the undercard.
Oh, wow.
His son is on the undercard. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let your son take over, man. Call it a day, Pacquiao. It's been nice, homie. Just go to politics and staying just no.
Yeah.
And if he manages to win, he's really not retiring. If he manages to get a decision or knockout, he'll be fighting about 4 more years probably.
Well, I mean, that's why Eddie Hearn, man. I don't know if you've seen the interview. He went off on Mauricio. Mauricio got this fool at ranking number 5. You seen this shit?
No.
Yeah. Manny Pacquiao is ranked number 5 in the WBC.
How is that?
Ask Mauricio. Ask Mauricio.
So you can retire and come back without a fight and get in the top 10. That makes 0 sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Only in boxing. Only in America.
Yeah. Only in America, baby. Let's see. He's only in America. Man, that dude, man. 5. You got this guy ranked number 5 and he ain't fought in 3-4 years. When the last time Manny fought? When did he fight Ugas? He fought Ugas in 21, didn't he not? Didn't he fight Ugas in 21?
Somewhere around 2021, yeah.
Let's see.
It's been a minute.
Let's see, here we go. All right. August 21st, 2021. Do you know this shit was almost 4 years old? So that means that Manny ain't been in the ring. How can you put someone at number 5 and ain't fought in?
Yeah, that. So I guess if Bernard Hopkins came back, he'd be right. Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Your Dennis Eubank. Yeah, man. Your Dennis Eubank does look like Chris Eubank Sr. in this piece. Yeah. If Pacquiao gets KO'd, I think people should boycott the WBC.
Yeah.
Because, that means that you're solely responsible for making this man number 5 against a live dog like Mario Barrios. Sure, he's got beat by Keith Thurman and Tank Davis and stuff like that, but he's also a 6'1" Tonto. You know what I mean? And he can bang and he can fight. And he took out Ugas too. So he's beat the guy that beat Pacquiao. Now you're fighting Pacquiao? What are you out of your mind? What are you crazy? Man, that's crazy.
Can you imagine we get a Drago Apollo Creed situation?
I
Yeah,
was just
some
thinking that. I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you saved me the problem of saying it. You know, yeah, that could happen, man. You know, man, I just want to fight. I am and one the other I fast. And I'm like, Pacquiao, bro, you're 46 years old. You'll be 47 on December the 14th. Stop. Yeah.
I mean, only I can do something like that, Pacquiao. I'll call it a day. Only I can pull that off.
But the good thing is, I don't think like Mario. See, and his well. This is realistic boxing. This is not a fucking movie because life was pretty cute. No, you know how people end up getting killed in the ring. This is how they end up dying in the ring. It's not because they get knocked out. No, they take constant punches round after round. The damage
Yeah,
accumulates on the brain.
yeah,
The brain starts to swell because of the inflammation of the damage that they've taken.
yeah.
And if your brain swells to that capacity, you could die easy.
Yeah.
And Manny got the little ass arms. You'll get somebody that tall. This dude
Yeah,
reaching out, back, 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 back.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Look what Lucas did to him.
Yes, it could be bad. I mean, that's why I would say boxing is more dangerous than MMA because that's spread out through the body, and those refs stop the fights kind of fast. But you get from the knees up, from the legs up. Boxing is just pretty much stomach head, and just to take constant punches in the head for year after year. Yeah,
Well, you know what? Shout out to Skrilla50. I remember that damn fight. Like Pacquiao, the Duran versus Joppy. I remember that shit. William Joppy, bro, was in his prime. This is before he got his ass beat by Felix Trinidad. This is way before that. But it was one of those things, man. You don't want to see. You didn't want to see Duran get beat up like that because it was embarrassing. But
yeah.
this is
You don't
what's
need
going to have to happen. This is what's going to have to happen. Let's just hope Pacquiao is tough enough to make it through this fight, and Mario Barrios is good enough to show him why he should never be in the ring. Because what's going to happen if somebody sees Pacquiao get embarrassed? If it's competitive, that's a bad thing. It's not a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I'm going to tell you
yeah,
why. Because you're like, oh, well, Pacquiao still got it. That's not the fucking point, morons. The point is he shouldn't be fighting. The point is he should be ranked number 5 by crooked ass Superman. The point is we care to see our legends go where they need to go. Become a trainer, become a promoter. But what happened to the senator? Become something else besides someone that gets punched over and over again later in your life. You've got all that money. You're still in the Philippines. You still got money. And if you don't have money, what type of shit were you snorting or smoking? Because you're supposed to still have money, you know? And if he's doing that, man, Mario Barrios has to put a whooping on Pacquiao so people can see it. And people should see how compassionate and how sad this is and show compassion and say, you know what? I never want to see you again, Manny. Like you never want to see Mike Tyson in the ring again. You don't want
yeah.
to see Manny in the ring again. It's the same shit. You have to be held accountable and you have to be responsible for what you saw. And if what you saw, like, man, I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this. Turn this shit off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stop this fight. The referee should know better. The judges should know better. The corner should know better. Fucking Freddie should know better. He should know,
Right.
like, man, I want you don't put Manny in the ring with someone that's 6'1" and has reach that he could grab Manny's head and hold his ass. Manny,
Right.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I don't think Manny's ever fought somebody that tall. 6'1". Well, Oscar was probably the tallest guy he fought.
You see
6'1".
Kurt pretty much take old Yeller behind the shed.
Wow.
Oh, man. Your reflexes and endurance declines. Man, old Yeller, that's cold. But, I mean, to be fair, Pacquiao needs to stop. And I love Pacquiao. I love his attitude. I love his spirituality. I love his character. I love the way he helps people. We want to see him do that. You don't want to see Manny. Hello, Manny Pacquiao. You be like, that's fucked up. And everybody gonna blame Mario Barrios. Mario be like, man, what you want from me? I'm getting paid. And that would be bad. You know what I mean? Do you know who Michael Massey is?
Michael Massey? No, who's that?
Michael Massey. Does anybody know who Michael Massey is?
Did he fight?
That's
Did he fight?
that's not funny, man.
What do you say? What do you say?
Okay, Miss Bitch, holy bitch queen, J. Roos, you come give Miss Bitch a hug. Okay. XK Shop Ian. Ricardo May. Nah, Michael Massey. No, okay. Michael Massey, bro. If you guys, I don't know, because I'm 45. So Michael Massey is a guy that no, Michael Massey is a guy. He's the guy known to kill Brandon Lee on set. He was the one who pulled the trigger. Yeah, Michael Massey. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So if you think it sucks for the Lee family,
yeah.
See, you understand that shit cuts both ways.
Ouch.
It sucked for Michael Massey. This dude couldn't get work. He couldn't concentrate. I mean, he was known. People were whispering, talking shit about him. Oh, that's the dude to kill fucking Bruce Lee's son right there, Michael Massey. Yeah. Yeah. Michael Massey, bro. Look him up. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. Fucking Michael Massey. And he came back. I think he just died, I think.
Oh, really?
I think he just died. I think he just passed away. But yeah, he went through. He went through the shit. So what is that applying to boxing, Kurt? Well, the person that hurt the person, it affects that person as well.
Yeah.
Hell, Ray Boom Boom Mancini never fought again.
Yeah, it messed him up.
So.
Wasn't that weird? Like, I heard you talking about it the other day about that Sugar Ray Robinson thing where he dreamed he killed that guy and then it really happened.
He did.
Like, that messed him up.
It just shows you how manipulative people are. So what they did, they wanted the fight to go on, and they had to convince Sugar Ray Robinson, like, listen, this is not what you thought you dreamed. You know what I mean? But you can't. Somebody, like, no one can tell you what God told you. It's just bullshit. That's just, if you like, but this is the manipulation behind it. Look, they brought a fucking priest in. I don't even know if Sugar Ray Robinson's Catholic. Forget, he could have been a Baptist. What's that priest mean to him? Don't mean a fucking thing to him. You can't talk for me. But he got the priest. They got the priest to tell him, like, hey, it's going to be all right. It was just a dream. Everything will be fine. And he went in there and he fought this dude and he fucking killed him. Yeah. He already had the premonition.
I bet that priest changed his phone number after the fight. He's like, got out of Dodge. He's like, okay, bye, out of here.
Yeah, that was super shitty. It was super shitty, man. I think that, but he didn't stop fighting. And I think that's the miraculous thing. He didn't stop fighting.
I bet he was mentally. I bet every time, though, he hit a guy with a solid punch after that, he kind of was wondering, okay, should I kind of ease up or, like, what should I do here?
I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of people did that. Sugar Ray Robinson, Emil Griffin. A lot of people fucking kill people, man. And it's nothing, Max Baer.
And Deontay, catch a body. He's still on that stuff. Like, come on, Deontay.
Plot twist: the priest was Stan Dubois. Oh, you would go for it. You would be fine. Yeah, man. Damn.
It's a plot twist.
Yeah, plot twist. It was Stand Up. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
That's
stand up.
crazy. Yeah, Alec Baldwin can't find work either now. Oh yeah, Alec. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that. Plot twist. Oh, that was funny. Oh man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Alec Baldwin can't find work. Yeah, man. He's like anti-guns and shit.
Yeah.
So what it was, he was a he was,
Alec Baldwin, man.
yeah,
Better
Alec Baldwin. He
now.
yeah, but see what he did though. He like I don't have all the facts. So I'm not gonna talk about Alec Baldwin. So, but it's ironic. Like he's against guns, but doing up killing somebody.
Wow.
Yeah. You pull a Michael Massey and shit. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Michael murdering Massey.
It's like you think about it, you check out over a movie, something that's supposed to be fictional. Like, does it have to be that realistic that we get confused with real bullets and blanks, or what? Like, it's just a movie, y'all. Can't you kind of,
Well,
know?
no, because I mean, a lot of real shit can happen on movies.
Man,
It's like this. Okay, let me give you guys a true story. 2019, I was working on a movie called Black and Blue. You guys know who Frank Grillo is? Frank Grillo, actor Frank Grillo, an
I've heard.
Italian actor. He's been on Tulsa King. He's been on
Oh,
Minority Report.
I've
You
seen
know,
every Tulsa King. Then I know who he is. I've seen them all.
yeah. He was the Italian mobster from Kansas City. That cat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you talk. Okay.
So, but anyway, he was the bad guy. But it was supposed to be a scene where he takes a gun and aims it at this cat, and he's supposed to unload on him. And he was like, "Fuck you! I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that shit. I'm not putting this dude." He's like, "Dude, they're blanks," and it's I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be the one that ends up like Alec fucking Baldwin. You know
Oh
what I
wow.
mean? You know what I mean? He went off like, "Dude, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it."
I can't blame him.
And he just like he had this whole thing like, "Dude, I'm not fucking with him. I'm not doing that."
Wow.
Get somebody else to do that. The blood will be on his hands, not mine, because I'm not shooting nobody on set.
I
You
don't blame
know.
him.
So yeah. But he'll wear a bulletproof vest. He said, "I don't give a fuck what he's wearing. I'm not doing this shit." So yeah,
So,
it was yeah.
uh,
Shit
did
like
they
that happens
rewrite?
on set.
Did they
What's that?
rewrite? Did they rewrite the scene, or have someone else do it?
Yeah, somebody else did it. He didn't do it.
Wow.
Somebody will do it. So he came in because we had a lot of automatic weapons. Like I had a Uzi.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had a Uzi, and then after every take, you have to give the shit back to the specialist. The specialist have to check the gun, check the ammunition, restock the ammunition, and then give it back to you after every take. So if you
Oh,
do a shootout and you unload 20 rounds, okay, between those 20 rounds, you're gonna have to go back and do that whole process over again. So that's how that shit works. I think they put the blame on some young assistant. Yeah, they did. You talking about Alec Baldwin? Yeah, they did. They did some chicken shit like that. I mean, it's not an assistant's job. It's the person that you put in charge of the gun specialist. Any
yeah.
movie needs a gun specialist. If you don't have someone there that knows what the fuck they're doing with guns, you can't not blame an assistant for that. Assistant don't know shit. They're office pushers. They're bitches. They're somebody you tell to go get coffee.
Yeah.
Go get coffee. Go get my drugs. Go get whatever the hell I want you to get.
Right.
You're gonna go get it. You see what I mean?
Go get my drugs.
Yeah, go across the street and talk to Gino. He'll be sitting in the car in the Mercedes. I want you to grab this and I want you to give this to him and then bring back what he gives you. Okay? Good. Bye. And then go do that. You can't blame that assistant for doing that, though. This is bullshit. You can't do it. Nah. So Alec Baldwin, if he was fucking around with that gun, he shouldn't have been fucking around with that gun in the first place and holding it to some because he shot three people. He shot three people. Yeah.
3 people.
Man, he shot three people and just one person. Oh my God, what I do? No, he shot the shit out of these people. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, he's in a real bad jam there. Jay,
wow.
yeah. The penguins
Wow.
show people's guns that use noise and flash, no blanks. Well, yeah, I think that's easier. So that's you have to react to the actual shot and the actual light. So they have guns, you know. I've been through a lot of that shit. Sounds like you guys are talking about Eddie Reynoso. He shot three of them. They have
Yeah.
steroids. I get it. Yeah, yeah. All them cats, except for Frank Sanchez. Now, Frank Sanchez ends up popping dirty. They're all on steroids. And then at that point, they'll probably have to shut down their damn gym. Have to shut the shit down. They got to shut the shit. Just shut down your gym because you're gonna get ridiculed. You know, go back to Mexico, go back to Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Go. You know,
It's,
one way trip, no round trip, one way.
yeah,
Damn.
really.
Fucking Trump calls ICE on your ass. Get them the fuck out of here. They got drugs.
You
They're talking about they're making freaks in there. They're making freaks. They're shoving your asses with needles. Go get them.
yeah, man. Ah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I think um, William Skull. William Skull. Let me ask you about William Skull. He said that Turkey Al-Rashid told him not to fight Canelo like that. They got plans for Canelo.
see,
You hear about
yeah.
that?
Why? Okay. It's like reality shows. Can't they just let them be themselves? Why they always have to be scripted? Like, just let what happens. I got disappointed with the AJ and Fury thing, but just yeah, yeah that was like a shadow boxing session for Canelo, man. He's walking around and not cutting off the ring, and that was a real. That kind of hurt. I don't want to say it hurt the Crawford Canelo fight, but it just kind of made Canelo look like he had lost a lot of steps. You know, people already saying he lost a step, and then he walks around for 12 rounds. It's like, well, dude, what's going on with your body here, man? Can't let the hands go anymore. Like, what's going on?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I think what happens sometimes, these fighters are, they don't want to admit they're getting old.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to admit they've lost a step. Because Canelo, he'll still say, "I am the best fighter. I am the best fighter in the world." And I'm like, "Okay, Canelo, you say so."
Yeah,
You
like
know,
press conference, he was just saying that Terrence Crawford was a great fighter, and then he was like, "No, you're no different. You're no like, like you just said he was great, and then a few minutes later, he's like, you're like pretty much like everybody else." Like, well, you know, I think Canelo knows in the back of his mind he's in for a fight, and he's trying to downplay it a little bit. But I think
yeah,
he knows it's probably gonna be the toughest fight he's had maybe ever. 'Cause, if he thought the Floyd fight was bad, Floyd didn't punch like Crawford.
yeah. I don't know. I never got punched by Crawford nor Floyd. Floyd is very gifted fighter. He's very gifted, and I just wish Floyd would have done more. But then, you know, I heard Floyd recently talk about, like what, Roger's last days and how what's going on with his dad right now.
Oh no!
So yeah, he was just saying like, Roger, I had to help Roger because Roger couldn't really remember shit. His memory was gone.
Wow!
Brian Norman Jr. just knocked out Kasaki. This motherfucker don't remember a month and a half. He don't remember the last 6 weeks. Brian Norman hit this dude, knocked him out. When he came to, a month and a half of memory's gone. Imagine you woke up and don't remember what you did for the last month and a half. A
Yeah,
month and a half,
he shouldn't be
man.
allowed to fight anymore. His license should be instantly taken just for the sake of his own health. Like you can't let him fight no more after that. That's you know, I'm starting to wonder. Like I'm starting to see more vicious knockouts lately. That's why I did a video about hand wraps. Are they wrapping these dudes' hands like cast now? Like what are they doing? Like the one guy got his jaw broken on both sides. Like what are they doing?
What you mean by job attire?
Yeah, yeah. And then you saw what happened.
Yeah, Swale. Well, to be fair, he got caught here, and then the break came out on this side. So
Yeah,
yeah.
out.
So I mean, it was the break. It's how a bone is broken. So broke here and it came out. Yeah, he's jacked up. He's jacked. He's in there. He's
Yeah, yeah.
he's sucking up to the pit right now. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You know.
you remember Frazier Clark when Wardley knocked him out? That was one of the most gruesome knockouts I've ever seen. Like his face, I was like, oh man, dude. Like I'm starting to like. I mean, they got padding in the gloves. How much padding do you need? Like we got to put a cast on under the glove. Like, come on.
No, that's illegal, Margarito.
Yeah,
Fuck. That's what Margarito was doing. That's how he
yeah.
was knocking people out, fucking them up. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's just a brutal sport, and I think if you get hit, and to be real, I mean, Wilder's lucky he didn't get his jaw broke either, because where Tyson was hitting him,
Right here.
right here.
Yeah.
So he knew he was hitting him right here. Like I'm gonna, because that's where your shit connects.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Tyson, you know,
Yeah.
catch you right there. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
he was jacking up Wilder, man.
speaking of that
Mhm.
fight, Deontay's still calling Fury a dirty fighter. I'm like, let it go, man. He's still talking about he cheated. Like, man, if you don't stop, we're in 2025, man. Like the dude told Apollo Creed and Rocky 2, let it go. Like, stop, man. Fury did
Yeah.
not just beat you up. He beat you up, man. That's all he did. He did not cheat.
Mm. Yeah, that was bad. I mean, he lost a lot of respect for that. Now,
Uh,
um, that's crazy though. He lost a lot of respect for that, and
even the
I know.
guy, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, he just lost a lot of respect for that. That's all I was really gonna say.
Yeah, even the interviewer said, "Oh, you're still on that, huh?" Like even he was like, "Oh, you still on that? Okay." Like,
I have no reason to lie. He cheated me.
right.
Yeah, man. Kurt, why didn't AJ and Vlad had never have a rematch? Because Vlad didn't want one.
Yeah, he
Simple.
retired.
He retired. He could have had a rematch with AJ, but he decided to retire. And that's the fact. That's the facts. I can't get over how big Norman Jr. was in the fight. Like I never realized how husky he is. The dude's built like Mr. T. Yeah, he's a stocky mother sucker. He's stocky as shit. He's
What's his?
stocky as shit.
What? I don't even know this. Like, what division? I don't even know who this dude is. Like, what division is he?
He's a welterweight. He's a welterweight. He's a
Wait,
welterweight.
I've never seen him.
Right. Well, man, look him up, bro. I mean, I seen him in a bango. Gillatin. Giovanni Gillatin.
Okay.
Giovanni was 32-0, and then Brian Norman. I can't remember if he was like. I want to say he was undefeated as well. They banged it out. It was a brutal fight. It got real bloody. You would love it. Great shit. Great shit. You know, because I mean, he was actually, you know, getting with them. You know, so it is what it is. Ain't no holes here to hit on.
What was
Dude's
that?
crazy. Some dude in the chat, man. Kyle is quite sticky. He looks like a Roblox character. What the hell is Roblox? What's Roblox?
Ain't that a cartoon?
Oh,
I
he's
don't
quite stocky. Okay.
Roblox.
I never heard of this shit. Must be some new shit. I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is really.
Wilder has his autopsy as proof.
Autopsy.
Yeah, it's crazy. They got to get the terminology right. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, we had to have something to talk about 5 years ago. Shit,
Yeah.
because that's exactly what we were talking about in COVID time. Shit. Oh yeah, no man, it wasn't right.
Yeah.
Roblox is like Minecraft game or that blocky thing going on.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Yeah, Santillion. Yeah, Santillion was no joke, and Norman Jr. walked through him. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was a good fight, though. It was a very look that fight up, bro. When you got time tonight up in the clouds, check that shit out.
Seems
Yeah.
like every dude with Junior in his name can fight. Every dude that has Junior behind his last name can fight. I don't know what it is.
What do you think about Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I think it's another pay. Like you say, payday.
They
I think it's a
your
payday.
wife, they.
Yeah, I think it'll either go the distance or Jake will win. Is that tonight? That fight?
No, it's next week, next Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got Wilder Friday in Wichita, Kansas. Then Saturday we got Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So
Yeah, I'm not. After the Tyson fight, I'm not watching any more Jake fights. That did it for me. That left a bad taste in my mouth. That was
yeah,
bad.
Jake Paul, man, it's gonna be something though. So
Yeah.
um, I may go live for it. Why the hell not? I have fiber optics here by now, so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Um, what else? Giant Patai of the Beast, Moses
Yeah,
Atoma.
yeah.
Moses Atoma. That cat, you know, Dillian White. Mm, mm, mm.
Dylan's
You
doing
know,
90.
yeah, I feel bad for Dillian because they put him in. You imagine, but think about it though. They put Dillian in. They could have been using Dillian last year.
Right.
He could have fought Zang or what I mean, or fought Wilder or fought Kabayel or shit. He could have had some of the easier fights. He could have fought Hergovic. He could have fought Mark DeMori. He could have fought finally Otto Weiland. He could have fought a lot of these dudes, Jarrell Miller. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Danny Dubois. I mean, these guys could have fought. He could have fought, but they put him in at the ass end of all the action when the new blood of fighters are coming. Man, that's a setup. They
Yeah.
trying to, man. I looked at that. I'm like, Dillian White versus Moses Atoma. They're trying to send this man packing. They
And
trying to send him packing.
I got a prediction, man. I think this is going to look like how Mike Tyson knocked out Trevor Burbick because Dillian seems to fall sloppy just like him, where he kept trying to get up. I think it's going to look like that with Trevor Burbick against Tyson.
The best thing can happen for Dillian, he get hit with that uppercut.
Oh yeah, just
He
go
going
sleep.
straight back. He going straight back, and it's like, damn, man. And I'm like, it was jacked up though. I don't know. It's bad because Dillian was once the man. He was the can man.
Yeah.
Now he's
Yeah.
the land man.
Yeah. And we'll see if he even gets through the training camp, man, because he was supposed to fight Vlad Sarenko on the undercard of the Fabio Ward fight, but they offered him more money for Moses Atama, so he pulled out of the fight with Vlad Sarenko. So James Ali Bashir was pretty mad at that. So it's like chasing paydays now. It's like he just wants to go out with a bang. So
And
he,
that's such a fucking mismatch. Why didn't they give him the Jarrell Miller fight?
yeah, I don't get it.
Why didn't he fight Jarrell Miller? I mean, that would be a fight that I would fancy. because Jarrell
Yeah.
Miller's 35, 36 years old. I think he's 35. Dillian's 36. Those guys are the same age. Moses Atoma's 20 years old.
And he's
This
strong and fast.
man, you're gonna see a shit that's gonna last all of 58 seconds in the first
Yeah.
round. Because when Moses opens up on Dillian, I don't know, man. I wish Dillian the best. I just know that they're using him as low hanging fruit. He's been a guy that hasn't been active. He's old as hell. He's damaged his shit. He just got off a fucking, a injury recovery. So why would you put him in there like that? That's not right. The shit ain't right to do. I don't like how they doing Dillian White, man. I mean, I don't like that. White is a rock'em sock'em fighter. Just hit him with the uppercut.
Yeah, absolutely. And the trapdoor
Hell,
opens.
how about Dillian White versus? Well, he's already fought Dave Allen, so
Yeah.
so I mean, dude, he ain't being respected, and it just shows you what they're doing, but it also shows you who they're pushing. You know, so yeah,
And the
we'll use him.
strength of Atalma in that last fight is how he knocked the guy out. He's kind of like leaning back and just threw like a quick. He didn't even put full leverage in it, and the guy like you got to be strong to just kind of tap a dude real quick while you're off balance. Like, oh yeah, he can. He has some serious power, and
Valentino, that someone is usually Wilder not now getting slept. I mean, they should have respected the age classes, man. There's no that's wrong. That's wrong on so many levels, man. White looks worse than a gatekeeper that last fight, respectfully. When he fought Ebenezer Teta, did you see that fight? When he fought Teta?
yeah, I saw that garbage. Yeah, I saw that.
Damn.
I don't. I think it's like you said. I think Dillian's he's too big for his he's like top heavy. He's real big up here, and then his legs look like a welterweight. So when he gets hit, his legs always look kind of jittery. So that's why I'm predicting he's going to go out like Trevor Burbick. He'll give Moses Atama his Mike Tyson moment. He'll be like, "See, I told you he was the next Mike."
Yeah, they just need that name on the resume. Dillian White. They need that name on the resume. So
I would love to see after Dillian White gets blown out the water. I'd love to see Moses Atalma fight like a Richard Torres, man. I would love to see that.
that ain't gonna happen right now.
Yeah, I don't think it will either. I don't think that'll happen until way down.
Yeah, yeah, they're not gonna do that because they know Richard Torres. They want Richard to build in his own audience in his own country. So
Yeah,
then he'll have something to offer Moses. That's if he has any type of resume to offer. That's what happened with Wilder and Joshua. Wilder
right,
really had nothing to offer Joshua as far as opposition.
right.
But Wilder wanted that damn money. I want the money.
Yeah,
I want to split 50-50 all the way down the line. If you don't give it to me, we ain't gonna fight. I'm gonna fight Fury fat ass and get mine.
yeah, really.
Eddie Hearn, I can't stand it. It's Shirley Finkel. It ain't Shirley. It's Shirley. Oh man. But here's the thing, though. Back then, though, if Wilder called AJ, if Wilder probably would have called anybody, he probably would have knocked him out back then because he was too mad. Man, what? Based on it's crazy. Based on what Shelley claimed, like he used to choke me and choke me with a pillow, suffocate me, But then, like stuff like he wanted, he wanted compensation 3 times a day. I'm like, dang.
Wait, say
That was in her. That was in
what?
her.
What
Yeah,
happened?
he wanted relief sexually 3 times a day,
Oh,
every day.
wow.
It's time. She opened the door. It's time.
Oh,
You ready?
wow. Goodness.
I just got through punching the heavy bag. Now it's time to punch in. Oh my god.
Right. Deontay sounds like one of these villains from a bad '80s movie. You know?
Sound like a Billy Blank from King of the Kickboxers and shit.
Right? It's like in one of these B movies. It's like, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Jack's man's in the building, kind of punched at you. But no, seriously though, that's what she said. He wanted it 3 times a day. I'm like, well, what does that have to do with abuse? Is that what you're trying to call it? That's your man. You know, he would be better off if she would have said he assaulted me. That would have made more sense. What she
Yeah.
was saying is, no, this is what he demanded and this is what he wanted. I'm okay. Well, that was a part of the deal, was staying up in his house, spending his money up and shit. Him opening businesses and shit for you and stuff like that. You know, it's in my chest. Oh, it ain't
Man,
time. I ain't fitting.
man, dude. Yeah. Deontay was dude was beating more than opponents up, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, he wasn't playing no games, man. He was like Black Dynamite from Alabama.
He's
you
beating
know.
something up. Wow.
Yeah. Do y'all really think Torres can compete with the top 5, 10 guys? I think I like the guy, but I'm not sure. Wilder would still send White to the shadow realm. I
Yeah.
told y'all he was a peasant. I told y'all once I get in the ring with him, he don't believe me. He didn't belong in there with me, and I showed his ass. Eddie Hearn tried to put him as a hurdle to stop me from getting to AJ. But
Yeah.
don't worry, I'm gonna come back. I want AJ too. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, I think I would go with Deontay over Dillian. I just don't think Dillian. I don't know. I think his chin is gone. I think his body's breaking down on him. He can hardly get through a training camp now. It's like if you're having trouble getting through 6, 7 weeks of training, it might be time to get into the commentating business because if you can't get through a training camp, you're just going to keep pulling out of fights. And what's the point of that?
I mean, he manages a couple fighters, right? Doesn't he manage a couple fighters? So he's yeah,
Fabio.
he shouldn't even be doing the shit he's doing. I mean, I think he likes fighting still. So I think, as long as he's, I guess, decent, he's gonna try to do it. But, you know, it's crazy.
Where's Dean White been? I haven't seen Dean White in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. I mean, I've hollered at him. I mean, he just hasn't responded. I mean, he's a kicker. He come to Vegas and, hang out and stuff, and real
Oh,
cool dude, super cool dude. But
wow.
he had a son that passed away. So
Oh,
yeah, he had a son. He had a his son. His son was killed, and I understand. So I just respect his
oh,
boundaries. So
oh,
yeah.
yeah, wow. Oh man.
If Sanchez comes in healthy, I think he stops Ajagba. Better footwork and faster punches from angles. Derek Chisora longevity needs to be studied. That guy does nothing but get up and eat cheeseburgers, but he is still dangerous. I think you need to go to where he's originally from. What African country is Derek Chisora from?
Oh, I didn't even know he's African. Derek Chisore's African. I didn't even know that.
He's from Africa, bro. He
Oh,
was raised in the UK, but he came over as a kid.
oh, yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I know he loves Five Guys. I know. And
Yeah.
is it just me, or is his speech sounding a little bit slurred? A little bit? Is that just me, or?
Yeah. No, that's not just you. I've picked it up too. I mean, it's going to be that way. What
Yeah,
Zimbabwe. Yeah, so Zimbabwe.
he's from
He's from
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Yeah. So yeah, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
his speech is a little bit.
Well,
Yeah,
you're mad, bro. I don't think you need to shut up, so I'll come over there and smash you like a bug. So
yeah,
but I always think he's probably gonna be like, he ain't as bad as guys like James Tony. Jesus Christ.
you can't even understand James Tony, man. You need like
Yeah,
the sub.
James is, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's bad. But to this day, don't walk up on him. He would hurt you. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So everybody says Chisora actually hits the hardest at heavyweight too. Mm.
I forgot who I heard. Someone did say that Zora hit them harder than AJ or somebody said that.
Mm.
I think it was Joseph Parker said that. Might have been Parker.
Well, he dropped Parker in the first round. So what do you do? You know, Shane Mosley is kind of rough to listen to too. Yeah, I was thinking of Shane. I was
I
thinking of
noticed
Shane.
that Shane is
Yeah.
fighting my dude Viking Samurai in September. It's a 0-2. No headgear. I believe it's not
Yeah, I've
it's
seen you in Viking Samurai. I've seen you guys together. So
yeah. He's a good dude, man. I'm glad for him. And I understand it's a real fight. There's no headgear or nothing.
yeah, yeah. Andy
Yeah.
Ruiz versus Derek Sora should be interesting. I want Andy. I don't know, man. Andy needs to do something. Andy's
And
been sitting down. Yeah, he's been sitting around for a
Andy and
long.
Torres. I want to get Torres and I want to see Andy Ruiz and Torres just have a good old Mexican battle right there. La Raza. And they can eat a stick.
No, maybe Bo sounds terrible. I haven't heard Bo in a while. To be
Oh
fair.
yeah, Bo is worse than James Toney, man. Bo, oh yeah, yeah, he's bad. You know when I first heard Bo's speech messed up? Go back and rewatch the first fight with or no, first or second fight with Andrew Galata. It was slurred right after.
I mean, he
Andrew,
got his ass whooped.
yeah, Galata beat that senseless man.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of him, and then he had to foul like it. I wonder how Andrew Galata's doing right now. I wonder what the hell he's doing.
I hear they're friends now. Bo and Galata are friends now. I hear. I saw them at some function together. They were both walking together. I was like, wow, I would have, if you told me this back in the 90s, I would have been like, hey, ain't gonna never be friends.
Damn riots after those fights, bro. That was crazy. Crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
that was hilarious, man.
Fighters need
Watch
to
that
fix
riot so much, I watched it over.
Tyson did and fix his issues. They say lick the same frog as Tyson did and fix his issues. Yeah. Joyce don't have slurred speech, but he got a glitch. He got a glitch at times. Yeah, Joyce will shut down. Yeah, I think it's a good fight, and I think that
Boy,
I think that if you look at the stats, it's
yeah. Yeah, then he just stops and loses his
I'm
train of
like, dude, did you just fucking pause? Somebody unplug
thought.
you and shit?
That's what Dillian White said, like, dude, you're buffering, dude. Yeah, before that, that was before
Oh man, that shit was funny. That shit was funny, man. I can't lie, man. That shit was funny as hell, man. I seen that shit. I laughed. I did a video on that shit. Yeah, yeah. I think it's good fun, and I think if he really wants to take it to me, I think he can get it. But
just zone out like, oh, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Where we at? What happened?
yeah, Galata was a madman. Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah, but Joyce, man, yeah, he was a good thing. He was a good fighter to see fight. I mean, he beat Danny Dubois. So I mean, hey, he has his claim to fame. He beat Joe Joyce. So he beat a lot of fighters, man. So he beat Stavern. He beat what's the French guy's name? Takum. He beat Takum. So yeah, he beat a lot of these guys. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there's Joe Joyce, man. Joe Joyce he's a legend, man. That dude there is, and it's crazy. He's like a big mobile dude. He can do capoeira and stuff like that. He trained in the Shaolin monks.
Yeah. If he just had defense, he could have gone a lot further, but he don't know how to get. It's like His favorite punch is his jaw to your glove. That's his favorite punch.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you've seen the Derek, not the Derek Chisora fight, but if you've seen the Hergovik fight, his defense was pretty damn good.
Oh yeah,
He
getting the
didn't, he
hurt.
didn't get caught with a lot of shots, so it's a good thing. Zang
Yeah,
killing these guys' brains.
yeah. Zang's
Bars.
a monster, man.
So many
Zang
up
is.
and coming stars going to meet at 154. Okay. Joyce was fighting 6 rounds in his mid 30s. Yeah, he started late. That's what he's trying to say. He started late and shit. So yeah. All you guys talk about is Wilder. Nobody's even fucking mentioned Wilder. I don't know. Anyway, cool. You know. But but no, man, that's pretty much it. I got some videos to come out tomorrow, but I'm gonna jump off here. I gotta eat. I shouldn't even eat this late, but I'm going to. But
Yeah.
guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. Me and Jay Roos doing the thing, collabing together. I gotta go on your platform and do the same thing soon. So, until then, you guys be blessed, be safe, enjoy your Sunday, and everyone has been Counterpunch.
Yeah.
Peace.